This video, I'm going to explain how I got over $4,000 in bank bonuses, and then I used the money to buy stocks in our long-term portfolio. And I'm doing this video after the Instagram poll. I posted on my Instagram page, what do you guys want the next video to be? If it be how to find stocks for the long term, how I got $4,000 in bank bonuses, top stock market mistakes beginners make, and how to get the fastest news in the stock market. And you guys came out and you voted, and you wanted to know how I got over $4,000 so far just from bank sign-up bonuses and used all of the money to invest in stocks. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, I do have CNBC up because we are seeing a big move down in the markets, and I think I'm going to go live later tonight around 6 or 7, and I'm going to talk about, what's going on in the markets, why we're seeing these big moves. So, catch me sometimes when I do my live videos, when the market's getting crazy, I come on, I tell everybody what's going on, so stay tuned for that. But let's get into it with the bank bonuses. So, the first thing, I recommend everybody to do is have an Excel sheet or a Google sheet. Now, I pulled up a Google sheet for everybody because, this is free. Excel costs money if you don't have the software. But, everyone can go onto Google Sheets on their phone, laptop, whatever it may be, and keep track of all this stuff, because this strategy to get the bank bonuses, I would say, is going to require some tracking, just to stay organized, to make sure you're doing everything right and you maximize, all the benefits out of this. So start up a Google Sheet, and what you're going to do, is list the banks that you are doing the bonuses for. Now, in this video, I selected these 4 banks for you that I'm going to go over. These ones are, at the moment, the quickest ones where you can get a bonus, especially Chase Bank. And, I've been doing this strategy for a while now, but I just pulled up some of, the most recent banks that have some pretty good bonuses. So I wanted to share them with you. And if you want to find more, you can go into Google and just search up, bank sign-up bonuses and see what pulls up. Also, there is a Reddit subreddit. I forget what it is. It's like /churn or something. But there is like a bank churn subreddit where, people are updating the subreddit with the banks that are having bonuses at the moment and the largest amounts and the time requirements. So first and foremost, get yourself a Google Sheet. Track what you're doing, Track the bonuses amounts that the bank is saying they're going to give you, when the bonuses will be paid, the minimum deposit requirements. Maybe when you sign up, you have to deposit at a minimum $50, And the big catch with all of this, the bank bonus, the big catch is that you have to be getting direct deposits, So a lot of people, are W-2 employees and they get paychecks. Now, if you get paychecks, this is perfect for you, because in your payroll software, you can dictate, where your money goes, your bank account. And for most people, what they can do is they can actually put in different bank accounts. For example, even you could have your paycheck going to 4 different banks at one time. All you have to put in is the account number and the routing number. So unfortunately, if you don't get direct deposits, this necessarily won't work. I mean, you can do some research. I have heard that there's a workaround, around that if you don't get necessarily direct deposits from a job. There's other ways you can go about it. I mean, I didn't look too deep into that, but do some research on that if, you are one of those use cases there. I think it's still possible, so don't quote me on that, but look into it. But once again, use your direct deposits. That's what the bank's going to require, a certain amount, and then you're going to get the bonus. And then you're also going to want to make sure to close out the accounts after pulling the money out, because some accounts, once you take the money out, the bank, is going to charge you money, because they might say, hey, you need like $500 monthly average in this account, or we're going to charge you, $10, $15 a month. So another key thing is you need to read the fine print, on all these different bank bonuses. It doesn't take long, I'm going to show you, I have some tabs up here, the different banks I recommend to do right now, and you get to read the fine print. And that's why I say keep a tracker going. I mean, you can make notes here of the fine print. You can take little snippets, screenshots on your phone, screenshots on your laptop, and paste them in here. So just keep track of everything. I mean, it's going to help you understand, when the bonus is supposed to get paid, how much, if there's any requirements of a minimum deposit, or, if you close the account, some banks might say, oh, well, once we give you the bonus, the account has to stay open for a certain period of time. So you're probably sitting here going, oh my God, this sounds so confusing. I got to keep track of all this stuff. Well, just don't be a lazy bastard, okay? All you have to do, literally, is sit on your ass and type in your direct deposit, okay, into some bank account. You literally type in numbers on your computer, right? You literally type in numbers, okay, where your money's going to. And all you got to do is keep track of it, okay, in an Excel sheet. And you can literally, like I did, get over $4,000 and then use the funds to invest in the stock market, which you could use, to maybe use for a house down payment, right? Put it in your long-term portfolio. Use it for your emergency fund savings, right? So don't be lazy, right? If you can't do this, I don't know what you can do. I think you're just being really lazy, and this is free money. So I'm just going to leave that there. If you're lazy, just stop watching the video right now, because you're probably never going to do anything with money in your life. So there you go. Anyway, let's roll on with this. So, right, make sure to close the accounts after pulling the money out. I'm just listing, some of the weird requirements they might have. Right, use the bank churn subreddits. And the fun part about this is, right, some banks will allow this to be done again after a cool period. For example, once you get the bonus at Chime, right, don't quote me, but for example, maybe after a year, right, you can do it again. So you can keep track of all that stuff and do it again next year. So that's what I'm saying. Read the fine print. All of them, they're relatively the same, right, as far as requirements, but some of them do have some weird, stipulations. So keep track of it. And also, you can put reminders in your phone calendar, like, oh, the bank said after 90 days I would get the bonus deposit. Okay, well, put that in your phone calendar. All right, Chase Bank deposit is supposed to hit today. And, right, you just log in to the account, see if I got my money, and it's easy. So that is, some of the little things I had to tell you. Now let's actually get into the meat here, right? I was in the bonus, let's get into the meat. All right, let's get into the fun stuff. So the first one I want you guys to all do is Chase Bank. You can get a $400 bonus, and all you need to do is open up a checking account, and this is for first-time customers. So if you already have a Chase Bank account, I don't believe you can do this. You can do it with like a business account, and there's some workarounds around that. So look into business account sign-up bonuses as well. But I'm just going to do this simple here. But for Chase Bank, you can enjoy a $400 checking account bonus. Open up the checking account and see how it says here. Make direct deposits totaling $1,000 or more within 90 days of opening up the account. So all you have to do, right, is go into your work, okay, open up the account, log in, right, and where you tell them to put in your paycheck, all you got to do is give them your account number and routing number for Chase Bank. And once you hit $1,000 or more within 90 days, okay, then you have satisfied that requirement. So then you got to ask yourself, okay, well, this is what I have to do to get the bonus. Now, when will it be paid? Is it in 90 days? Well, what you do is you scroll down, okay? Oh, also, quick thing too, whenever you sign up for the bank accounts, make sure you're doing it on the promo page, right? When you click open an account here, email my coupon, right? Because the bank has to, tie you up with the code, the reward, the program, whatever you want to call it. So make sure when you are actually signing up with these accounts, you do it through the bonus page. Be careful about that, because you don't want to waste your time by actually not getting the bonus, all because you didn't click the right button or on the right page. But anyway, right, scroll down and read the fine print. Look how it works. Open a checking account, make $1,000 direct deposits, and receive your new checking components within 15 days. In 15 days after your pay stub, you'll get $400. Okay? Most people get paid bi-weekly. So you could take your first paycheck, right, which usually gets paid every 2 weeks for most people in a bi-weekly pay period, 2 weeks, okay? It hits the account. Then they'll pay you within 15 days. So we're talking 4 weeks, right? Basically a month, and you just got $400, okay? And like I was telling you before, you can do multiple banks at a time because you can set up your direct deposit to go to different banks at the same time. Now, obviously, you have to see how much your paychecks are and, do the math, spread it out. Like, for example, if 4 banks required $1,000 and your paychecks are only $1,500, well, obviously, that'd be a problem. You got to do the math, how much you can do at a time, whatever, right? That's what I'm saying. Use the spreadsheet, keep track of everything. But this one's great, $400, okay? And all you got to do is put in a direct deposit, and you'll get it within 15 days. So there you go. And then keep reading the fine print. Look at this. All right. Oh, look, there's a monthly service fee, $15 or zero. How do I avoid it, right? $500 in direct deposits, or $1,500 balance, or $5,000 average balance, or link this account to a checking account. So, first of all, when you have the direct deposits going in, well, they're not going to charge you the service fee, so you can avoid it there. And then also you can go down here, right, and just skim this stuff. You could even put this in ChatGPT AI and say, hey, take all this and analyze it. Tell me the key points. I'm trying to sign up for this bank and get the bonus. What do I got to do, right? So look, read it. You can literally put it in AI and it will tell you the answer. Okay, so this is what you do, right? You find the banks. Here's Chase Bank. Here's Chime. Okay, literally get $350 for a checking account. What do you have to do? Open a checking account, earn $100 with a $200 direct deposit in your first 30 days. Look at that. You can literally direct deposit $200, and you'll get $100. Okay, that's a literally 50% return on investment. If you were to put $200 in the stock market and you earned $100, that's literally 50%. Okay, this is a great return on your money. And look, you'll get it in the first 30 days. Okay, look, then it says here, and the next month, right, do $200 again, get another $100. Okay, look at this one. In your third month, get to $200, get $150. So look, boom, right there, you'll get literally $350. Okay, let's see here. Then you keep scrolling down, blah blah blah. Let's read the fine print. Look for stuff. Okay, read this, put it in AI. So read the stuff like I was telling you. All right, obviously it's easy to see, okay, I get $350, I got to do direct deposits. But make sure, right, check when the bonus will be paid, right? Chase said 15 days. Chime, it looks like it's a little over 3 months, but the first 30 days, the first month, you get 100. Next month, 100. So look, that's how you get to track when the bonuses will be paid. Maybe you have to do a minimum deposit requirement. Maybe when you sign up for the bank, they say, hey, not only do you have to set up direct deposit, but you have to deposit $25, $50. Read the fine print. And when you take your money out, make sure to close the accounts, because like we saw here with Chase, okay, if you do not have $500 in direct deposits, $1,500 balance, blah, 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 right, they'll charge you. So take your money out, right, and the key here is, right, obviously you need one central bank that you use, okay, and all these other ones are just pseudo banks. You're just using them for the bonus, okay, but once you take your money out and close the account, okay, or you're going to get hit with the $15 monthly service fee. So there you go. Look, there's Chime and Chase. And then here's Citizens Bank, $400, okay? You get $300 when you open a checking account, get $100 when you open a new personal savings account. So for this one, you're opening up a checking account and a savings account. This one here says deposit $500 in 60 days, direct deposit, right, your paycheck. You can't just, transfer $500 from your other bank account into here. It doesn't count. It has to be a direct deposit. If you don't know what that is, Google it, figure it out, ask AI. And then, right, you open up a savings account on the same day as you open a personal checking account. So make sure you got to open up both, right, which you can probably do when you click on the link, right? It'll probably help you. Make monthly direct deposits of $350 or more for 3 months, okay? And that's what you got to do. And look here, we scroll down to the fine print. To earn the bonus, right, you got to do this promotion between this date, have this direct deposit here. Looks like, look, it tells you here, bonus will be paid to first new personal checking account by end of day, look at here, April 30th. So it's saying basically if the accounts were opened on the same day in the month of December 2025, you should get all your money by April 30th. So, right now, it's February. This is, past data. So if we look at February 2026, right, you do the requirements, looks like you get all your money by June. So you might be sitting here going, whoa, I gotta wait like 30 or 60 days to get $400. Yeah, you're not doing anything. You're just sitting on your ass typing some numbers into computers, okay? And who cares, if you have to have $500 or whatever it is, right? Really deposit $500 within 60 days and then make monthly deposits of $350 for 3 months. You're really going to have like $1,000 sitting in this bank account for like a month or two, whatever the stipulations are, and you're going to make $400. So don't be lazy about this, right? Track everything, right? And the last one I have for you guys, I was looking. Look here, Wells Fargo, $325. Now, when I did this one, I was actually able to get $425, but that's because I got a special promotion. Since I have a Bob's credit card, I bought, my sofa from there. I signed up for the Bob's Discount Furniture credit card, and it was through Wells Fargo. Now, right, if you just found this bank promotion online, right, and you sign up through this, you'll get $325. But since I was a Wells Fargo customer, I went into the Wells Fargo app, and they actually offered me a promotion for $425. So if by any chance, right, you've got a Bob's Discount Furniture credit card, if that's somehow you, log into the app and see if they got you an extra 100, and follow the rules here. Once again, I sound like a broken record here. Read the fine print, see what you got to do. But look at here, receive $1,000 or more in direct deposits within the first 90 days. After the 90 days, you get $325. So there's that, and you can just keep Googling, bank sign up bonus. Okay, look, Truist right here, they're advertising $400 bonus offer. Let's see what you got to do with this one. See, now some of them are like more favorable, right? Let's see here, Truist, earn $400. Open a Truist One checking account online from this date. Receive at least 2 direct deposits totaling $2,000 or more. Okay, and complete at least 20 qualifying debit card purchases. So this one's a little more annoying, and you have to get at least $2,000 with 2 direct deposits. So that's what I'm saying. Read all the ones, right? Some of them are harder. You got to, deposit more money, use more. Like this one, you got to actually use their debit card for 20 purchases. But like Chase Bank here, right? Quick 400, right? Literally, do a $1,000 direct deposit. Wait 15 days. So this one looks to be the easiest right now, and they all changed their rules. So, guys, that is what I have for you. But that is exactly how I got over $4,000. I mean, I did this, in 2025. Throughout the year, I just kept doing this, and I really made over $4,000. And I used the money I put into the stock market and bought stocks with it. So in the future, right, we'll see. But that $4,000 is going to be even worth more money. And I didn't have to go to work for it, right? Didn't have to create any YouTube videos or nothing, right? To earn the money. All I did was sit on my ass, right? Put some numbers into the computer, and I'm getting free money. So if you can't do that, I don't know. I think you might as well just, go keep working your job, working McDonald's, whatever the heck you do. So, guys, that's what I have for you. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? I do a lot of tutorials on investing, trading, some fun stuff like this, how to get $4,000 in bank bonuses. I'm going to be putting on some other videos like top stock market beginner mistakes, the Roth IRA, how, it can help you buy your first home, how to find stocks to buy for the long-term portfolio, how I actually get the fastest news in the stock market, a whole bunch of, fun stuff that's great. A lot of value I'm going to be putting out here. So subscribe to the channel. If I ever go live, right, make sure to turn on your notifications, right, for when I go live and I'm talking about stuff, okay? Put your notifications on for the channel, my Instagram, my X account, I post on there. And just subscribe to everything, put your notifications on so you don't miss anything. And, guys, stay safe out there. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can make some easy money. And if you don't have a long-term portfolio yet, watch my video on how to set that up, right? We set up monthly deposits, we buy stocks, and right here, boom, you can literally get $400 super quick. Chase Bank, put the money in the portfolio, there's a deposit. So that's what I have for you guys. Stay safe. Peace.